I don't know if you peeped this, but I did. 30s is the new 20s. Yes, I said it. Yes, we fine as fuck. Like, we got so many options. We could go daddy, son, unc. Like, they choose and like line them niggas up. Whatever it is you into, sus, pick one. And I love that for us. Because we age so gracefully. So when the next time a young bitch try to say, oh my God, you old, don't forget to say old and cold. Because you better hope you look this good at 30.
And this is why, don't matter how hard you try, you can't save a woman who is for the streets, because her value is within her beauty. So when these women get older, let's say she's in her 30s, and if her body is still looking okay, you wouldn't be able to get her to stay out of the streets. In her mind, she still thinks she got the world of options. This woman is in her 30s. She's also a single mother. And this is how she sounds. She's not even thinking about marriage or nothing like that. Because usually, like women who are for the streets, the birds, they start thinking about settling down and marriage only when they are past their prime. Once a bird is in her 30s and she feels like she's still in her prime, she's not leaving the streets, brother. So, fellas, just be aware of women like that.
Here is the update to me letting my boo in my house because he said he would pay my bills if I let him in. And to me buying him Papados acting like I cooked it. So yeah, he ate that shit up. He thought it was delicioso. He probably left like 2 grains of rice on that plate. I probably left like 2 grains of rice, bitch. I almost thought I cooked it. That bitch was buzzing, okay? Yeah, so he was like, you did your thing. And I was like, I know. Thank you. And then he took me to the bedroom and we hunched and punched and that was it. And we had a good time. But yeah, just a couple things, answer a couple of y'all questions. He's not a homosexual. That man has a nice ass house, okay? The reason why he kept saying that he would pay, he was already giving me money. Actually, y'all, he's the same man. Y'all remember when I had got into that debacle about that man didn't want to give me $200 for my nails and I said I had a new boo and he gave me $500 for my nails? That's him. Right? So fast forward or whatever, I was hanging out at his house. He's taking me on dates and stuff like that. And he was basically saying like, you're always at my house. You never invite me to your house. And I was saying like, I just wasn't saying nothing. Okay. I wasn't saying nothing. So one day he cornered me and he was just like, are you the homosexual? Why can't I go to your house? And I was like, because you got to pay bills to come up in here. Like my mom always taught me that you can't just be parlaying in my house. I don't play that. So he was like, well, you know, I'll pay all your bills if you let me in your house. So he gave me half right then and there. And then he was like, when I see that you're not a homosexual, then I'll let you in or whatever. So boom. So I let him see that I wasn't a homosexual. I just don't let men in my house because they have sinister energy and they leave sinister vibes in your house. And I just don't feel like having it in my house. The last time I had a man in my house was 4 years ago. And this man I was dating, he wasn't the only man I was dating, and I told him that he wasn't doing enough, and he said, I want to be the only, I said, if you want to be the only person that I'm dating, you need to do more, and he didn't want to. So while I was at work, he broke in my house and cleared out my shit. To the point where it looked like I was taking a tour of the house when I got home. It didn't look like I lived there. So that is why I don't let men in my house. I'll never forget, y'all. It was a Wednesday. He cleared the fuck. He went and got some Latinas at Home Depot and cleared my shit out. Once I told him, yeah, you're not doing enough. You're not going to be the only person I'm dating. He had like access to my house, cleared that motherfucker, cleaned the fuck out. Okay. So that is why I don't let men in my house. I do not play that. Also, I've done my research on this man. I'm Inspector Gadget when it comes about him. He is who he said he is. I really have not found nothing or reason, nothing on him on why I could not let him in. So I really had no choice but to not let him in. And for you bitches, they're like, oh, why you don't know how to cook? Why you don't know how to cook? I don't know how to cook. Because my mama was a dancer her whole life. I mean, most of her life. And now she's a stay-at-home girlfriend. So I really didn't grow up on home-cooked meals. I grew up on restaurant food and just the food. My mama know how to make the basics and stuff like that. I mean, she could cook, but she wasn't like throwing down. So I only know how to make the basics of what she know how to make, which is the basic stuff. So, yeah. And then on top of that, like, now my mama's a stay-at-home girlfriend and she don't cook. she cooks rarely. She don't have to do shit. And it's like, I've gotten away with not having to cook because I don't let men in my house. So it's just like, it works out for me. Men never ask me to cook for them. They don't ask me to do nothing. Due to the fact that her man don't require her to cook or clean, but she just chooses to if she wants to. You know what I'm saying? He just love her dirty draws that much that she literally doesn't have to do nothing. So I consider her murder, and I'm Lil Murder. M.I. Crooked little I, crooked I, humpback I, Mississippi Rapid. And somebody was like, oh, how do you get men to give you these things and pay your bills and da-da-da-da? Like, I'm asking. It never gave Miss Independent. Never. I love her because she got her own. I just ask. There is no recipe. I just ask in a nice manner, and either you can say yes or no, and if you say no, you're not dating me, and it's just as simple as that. I'm not afraid to move on. I don't care. I have one life to live. I'm not gonna waste no time on it. I'm never gonna be this fucking sexy again. I'm never gonna be this hot again. So I just, if it's just not, if me and this guy I'm dating or whoever I'm dating is not on the same accord, I just don't date you. I just move on with a quickness. I will move on within 24 minutes of you telling me no. I don't care because I don't have to put up with nothing, and neither do they. But yeah, just ask. And if they tell you no, then just go find somebody who would tell you yes. You don't have to wait on nobody. You don't got to take shit from nobody. You're never going to be this hot again. You're never going to be this sexy, okay? It's never going to get this sexy, okay? So yeah, you have to get it while you're good or whatever. And you just hope you retire as a bad bitch.
Hope you retire as a bad bitch is crazy. Fellas, here's the thing. Whenever a woman is using her body for monetization, there's nothing you could do with a woman like that. Because the only thing, she's pretty much a sex worker, bro. Let's be real. Who's ever paying, she's playing. Who's ever paying, she's going. That thing got a price tag on it. But here's the reality. She's not going to get the point until she's past the prime, and then karma comes back to her. Reality hits. And that's the thing about reality, man. Reality always hits you when you pass your prime, when you washed up. The same dudes that you were leeching off of and playing you, the same dudes that you were leeching off of and things like that, you're going to have to pay that price. And I always tell you dudes, if you want to see the type of woman that you got, look at her mother. Her mom is grown as hell. She's talking about her mom is a stay-at-home girlfriend. What is that? At her mom grown age? So usually when a woman mom is for the streets, it's impossible for that woman to not be for the streets as well. If you meet a chick mom and her mom is a thot, bro, best believe your girl is a thot too. It's impossible for her to not be a thot. So fellas, be wise out here for real.